We know that milli stands for millimeter, stands for 10 to the minus 3. That's this milli. So 1 millimeter equals 10 to the minus 3 meter. 1 nanometer equals 10 to the minus 9 meter. That's the nano. So what we are looking for is the unit nanometer. So that is what we want. So do we have nanometer somewhere? Yes, we have this here. So we can say 1 nanometer, and I write it on top, equals 10 to the minus 9 meter. Now my unit is correct, that's what I want. The nanometers are here, but I've got a meter down here and I need to get rid of that. So where do I have meters? I have meters here. So it's 10 to the minus 3, and I write it so that the meters cancel each other out. 10 to the minus 3 meters and in 1 millimeter. We see that the meters cancels out. Now I still have my nanometers here, that won't change, but now I have millimeter here. Do I have millimeter somewhere else? Yes, I've got millimeter in here, so I just do 0.33 millimeters. And I see the millimeters cancel out, and all I have left is my unit of nanometer. And if I take this together, I have 1 times 10 to the minus 3 times 0.33, and the unit is nanometer, divided by 10 to the minus 9. And we know that if we have a negative exponent in the denominator, we can write this also as 1 times 10 to the minus 3 times 0.33 times 10 to the power of 9. So this minus here becomes a positive if I write it in the numerator, and the unit is still nanometer. And now I've got that in a nice form, and I can take the basis here and I can say it's 0.33 times 10 to the power of 9 minus 3, so that's this here and this here, nanometer, and this is 0.33 times 10 to the plus 6 nanometer. Now this is not yet scientific notation, because in a scientific notation this can be anything between 1 and 9.99, so that's the first position, and we are not there yet. But what we can do is we can shift the decimal to that point and then take 1 minus this. For each position we have to take 1 off, so we would get 3.3 times 10 to the 5 nanometer. That would be the answer for this. So in this question we are looking for the unit kilograms. We have to convert to micrograms. So we have kilograms, that's our base unit. Kilograms. That is what we want. Now we know that kilo means 10 to the 3. 10 to the power of 3. So 1 kilogram equals 10 to the power of 3 gram. We also know that 1 microgram equals, micro stands for 10 to the minus 6 gram. So we have everything together. So here the kilograms, I write it down here so I don't get into conflict with this. Kilograms. Do we have kilograms anywhere? Yes, we have kilograms. We have that here. So I write this on top. Kilogram, 1 kilogram equals 10 to the 3 gram. So that's good. I've got my right unit on top, but I have to get rid of the gram. Do we have grams anywhere? Yes, we have that. We have 10 to the minus 6 gram per 1 microgram. Now the grams cancel out, and I need to get rid of the microgram. Do I have microgram anywhere? Yes, I've got that here. So that's 1.7 microgram, and I can cancel out all my units, and all that's left is my unit that I'm looking for. So I can put that together, and I have I sort that already, 1.6 times 10 to the minus 6 kilograms divided by 10 to the 3. And I can bring this down here in the denominator. I can bring that up with the negative. So I would end up with 1.7 times 10 to the minus 6 times 10 to the minus 3, and the unit still would be kilograms. I've got that here at the same base, so I can write this as 1.7 times 10 to the minus 6 minus 3 kilograms, and that would be 1.7 times 10 to the minus 9 kilograms. So what is the unit that we're looking for here? It is how many milliliters are in 50 grams. So the unit is milliliter. That's what we are looking for. And we have the units kilograms and liters. We know that 1 milliliter, milli indicates 10 to the minus 3 liter. And we know that 1 kilogram is 10 to the 3 grams. So, do we have any milliliters here? We have milliliters here. So we write 1 milliliter on top again, and that is the equivalent of 10 to the minus 3 liters. Now we've got the milliliter in the right place, but we have to get rid of the liter. Do we've got liter somewhere? Yes, we have that. We have that here. So we write this in such a way that the liters are on top and the 1.066 kilograms are at the bottom. So this then allows us to get rid of the liters here. So all we have left is the kilograms. Now, do we have kilograms anywhere? Yes, we have that here. So we write this that we have kilograms now on top, and at the bottom 10 to the 3 grams. Now the kilograms cancel out, and all we need to do is get rid of the grams. So we have anywhere grams, yes, we've got that here, times 50 grams. The important thing is that we can use this here. We can use this unit here just as 1.066 kilogram in 1 liter. If we write it like that, then it becomes obvious that we can easily put that up here. So what we have got now left is we have the unit milliliter, all the other units cancel out, and we have, if we look at it, we have 50 grams, that's what we have here, 50 milliliter, sorry, the grams cancel out, 50 milliliters, we have 10 to the minus 3, that's this one here, times 1.066 times 10 to the 3. And now conveniently, this basically cancels out with this, and we have 50 milliliter divided by 1.066. And you can calculate that yourself, so basically that would be our answer here. Now here we have a similar question. What are we looking for in this case? The unit, well, that's grams here. So let's write the grams down here. Now we have the units kilogram, liter and milliliter that we are dealing with. So we know that 1 kilogram equals 10 to the 3 gram. We know that 1 milliliter equals 10 to the minus 3 liter. So, do we have grams anywhere? Yes, we have the grams here. So we have 10 to the 3 grams, and we write it that the unit is that we are looking for. These grams are on top of this fraction line. We have down here 1 kilogram. Now we've got the right unit up here, grams, and we need to get rid of the kilograms. And do we have kilograms anywhere? Yes, we've got kilograms here. So I have 1.066 kilograms in 1 liter. Now the kilograms cancel out, and I've got the liter there. Do I have liter anywhere? Yes, I've got the liters here. So I write it again that the units cancel out. So I have 10 to the minus 3 liter in 1 milliliter. And I see the liter cancel out, and I just want to get rid of the milliliter. So do we have milliliter here? Yes, we've got that here. So we've got 225 milliliter. The milliliter cancel out, which is very convenient. So I just write this a little bit neater. I am left with my unit, with the grams. So I've got 10 to the 3 times 1.066 times 10 to the minus 3 times 225 grams. Don't have to worry about anything in the denominator. Now conveniently 10 to the 3 and 10 to the minus 3 cancel each other out, and I am left with 1.066 times 225 gram, and again you can calculate that yourself. For this calculation, what are we looking for? What is the unit that we are looking for? We are looking for grams, so we write that down as grams again. We also have a milli here, and this millimole, whatever mole might be, so we know that 1 millimole equals 10 to the minus 3, that's this milli here, mole. And again, whatever this mole might be, we don't need to know exactly what this is in this context here, if we just want to do the calculation. So we are looking for the unit grams, and do we have this anywhere? Yes, we can write this. 135 gram makes up 1 mole, or 1 mole makes up 135 gram. So we are looking for the grams, so we write it in such a way that we have the unit grams on top per 1 mole. So that's basically this one here. Now we've got the right unit gram, but do we have a mole here? That's because that is what we want to get rid of. So yes, we find that here. So we just simply say 10 to the minus 3 mole, 1 millimole. So we see mole and mole cancels off, so we are left with this millimole down here. Do we have a millimole? Yes, we've got it up here. So we have 0.5 millimole. And again, we see that the units cancel out. And all we have left is 135 times 10 to the minus 3 times 0.5 gram. And again, you can easily calculate what this would be. So what is the unit that we are looking for in this question? It says here how many mole are in 2030. So the unit is mole. And I think it's pretty straightforward. We don't have to do a lot of conversion. We only need to know that we can write this as 164 gram is 1 mole, or 1 mole is the same as 164 grams. And now we can use this. Do we have anywhere the unit mole, which we want here? Yes, we have that in here. So we can write this as 1 mole makes up 164 grams. So we've got the mole here in the right place. The only troublesome thing is the gram here, and in order to get rid of the gram, we write it in such a way that the grams cancel out. So do we have any grams somewhere? Yes, we've got that here. So we've got 23.4 grams. And we see that the grams cancel out. We are left with the unit that we want, mole, and we can write this as 23.4 divided by 164 mole. And you can calculate that easily yourself. So the question is here, what is the unit that we are looking for? So it says here how many grams are in this volume. So we are looking for the unit of grams. And we have a few other units here. So, for example, we have milligrams here. We know that 1 milligram is 10 to the minus 3. The milli is the 10 to the minus 3 gram. We know that 1 milliliter is, again, milli indicates 10 to the minus 3 liters. And we also have microliter. We know that 1 microliter is the same as 10 to the minus 6 liters. Now, let's get things going. So we are looking for the unit gram, and we have grams here in this part here. So we write it as 10 to the minus 3 gram. And that is in 1 milligram. Now we've got the right unit here, so that's good, but we want to get rid of the milligram. And do we have milligram anywhere? Yes, we've got milligram here. So we've got 101 milligram in 1 milliliter. And this is because we can write 101 milligram makes up 1 milliliter, and we know that in 1 milliliter we have 101 milligram. So the milligram cancels out. We have now to deal with the milliliter here, and we've got milliliter here. So we've got 1 milliliter in 10 to the minus 3 liter. Now the milliliter cancel out quite conveniently, but we have to get rid of the liters. So we have the liters here. This is 10 to the minus 6 liters in 1 microliter. Now the liters cancel out, and we have the microliter here. Do we have any microliter? Yes, we've got the microliter up here. So we have 234 microliter. And we see that these units cancel out as well. So what have we got left? Actually, we see that 10 to the minus 3 and 10 to the minus 3 cancels out, which makes life so much easier. So we have 101, and we still have the grams here that we want. 101 times 10 to the minus 6 times 234. So that's this one, that's this one, and that's this one. And the unit is gram. And again, you can very easily calculate that yourself. We can actually have a little bit of fun. So we can calculate, we can write this as 1.01 times 10 to the 2 times 10 to the minus 6 times, and we can write this as 2.34 times 10 to the 2 gram. And we have same units, so we have 1.01 times 2.34 times 10 to the 2 minus 6 minus plus 2 gram. So I just use these exponents here. So that gives me 2 plus 2 gives 4, minus 6 gives me times 10 to the minus 2 gram. And this one here you can calculate easily yourself. For this question, again, it is what is the unit that we are looking for. Says here, how many milliliter do you need? So the unit is milliliter. Now what do we need? Well, we've got milligram per milliliter, so there isn't a lot to convert, only this one here, and we know that 47 milligram is the equivalent to 1 milliliter, or 1 milliliter is the equivalent to 47 milligram. So the first thing is, do we have milliliter anywhere? Yes, we've got milliliter here. So we write this as 1 milliliter. It's always the unit that we're looking for is on top of the fraction line in 47 milligram. So the milliliter are all right here. Now we want to get rid of the milligram. So do we have milligram anywhere? Yes, we have that here. So we have 178 milligram. What we see is that the milligram cancels out. And we have left 178 over 47 milliliter. That is what we need in this case in terms of solution. Again, in this question, we look for the unit that we want. And how many milliliter do you need? So we are looking for milliliter. That's our unit that we're looking for. So we've got a few things here that we need to deal with. So we've got milliliter here, but we have microgram and milligram here. So we know that 1 milligram is equivalent to 10 to the minus 3 gram. We also know that 1 microgram is equivalent to 10 to the minus 6 gram. We can write this here as 197 milligram is equivalent to 1 milliliter, and 1 milliliter is also equivalent to 197 milligrams. So let's see if we've got milliliter anywhere. So we've got milliliter here. So 1 milliliter is equivalent to 197 milligram. Now, do we have milligrams anywhere? Yes, we've got milligram here. So we've got 1 milligram is equivalent to 10 to the minus 3 gram. So the milligram cancels out. We've got our milliliter here. That's what we are looking for. But now we have the grams here. Do we have grams anywhere? Yes, we have got grams here. So we write it so that the grams cancel out. We have 10 to the minus 6 gram in 1 microgram. We see the grams cancel out. We just have to deal with the micrograms here. Do we have any micrograms anywhere? Yes, we've got it up here. So we've got 290 micrograms. And we see that the micrograms cancel out. So let's write this together. So we have 290 times 10 to the minus 6 milliliter divided by 197 times 10 to the minus 3. And we can bring this one up here with a positive. So we've got 290 divided by 197 times 10 to the minus 6 times 10 to the power of 3. We get rid of this negative sign. If we put it up, the unit is still milliliter. And we've got 290 over 197 times 10 to the minus 6 plus 3 gives minus 3 milliliter. And obviously you can calculate that easily. So what's the unit that we're looking for? It says how many grams are 125 milliliters. So the unit we are looking for is grams. That's that. Now, what do we have? We have milliliter, so we don't have to worry about it, but we have milligrams. So we know that 1 milligram is the equivalent to 10 to the minus 3 grams. We can also write this here as 19 milligram is the equivalent to 1 milliliter, or 1 milliliter is the equivalent to 19 milligrams. So that's really all we need to worry about. So grams, that's the unit we are looking for. Do we have grams anyway? Yes, we've got that here. So we write this as 10 to the minus 3 gram is equivalent to 1 milligram. And so the gram is correct. We just have to get rid of the milligram. Do we have milligram anyway? Yes, we've got milligrams here. So we write this so that the units cancel out. We have 19 milligrams divided by 1 milliliter. So we see the milligrams cancel out. We just have the milliliter left. Do we have a milliliter left? Yes, we have got this here. And that is 12.5 milliliter. We see the milliliters cancel out, and all we have left now is 19 times 12.5 times 10 to the minus 3, and the unit is grams. And again, please feel free to calculate that.